Hello and welcome to my patch notes rundown for the 27th of July. When I make these videos, my goals are to do the following when necessary. Filter out non-gameplay patches, reconstruct and reword the news post, explain what has changed and how it impacts the game, showcase the updates in game, give my personal opinion and feedback by highlighting the respective text orange. This week is an incredibly small patch notes, so I've decided to also include the review of notable Desperate Measure rewards and break down how good they really are. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. You can now travel to Entrana using the hot air balloon system while having an aura active. Vengeance Other and Vengeance Group spells will now add a cooldown timer to the debuff bar similar to the normal Vengeance spell. Magic Notepaper now works on grapes. On to the Desperate Measure rewards. These are spoilers for the quest, so this is the time to stop if you prefer keeping that part secret. Remote Totem. Let's start with how you acquire this Anachronia totem. The top piece is found by selling animals at the ranch at a time. I personally did this by selling my own grown animals and got the piece very quickly. Based on what I've heard, I think it's fair to assume that the growth stages don't matter. So you can probably resort to buying frogs or salamanders from Granny or from the GE to sell. The middle piece is found by mining on Anachronia. Similar to the top piece, it's fair to assume that the level requirement doesn't matter, and it's probably tick based, which basically means that you can mine whatever you want. Lastly, the bottom piece is a reward from Desperate Measures. To build this, left click Giles at the top of Anachronia base camp, scroll down on your build list and click a remote totem charging point. This costs 150,000 wood, vine, and stone. It's expensive, but definitely worth it. Assuming you have 60 workers and none of these resources available, it will take you just over 5 days to get enough to build this. This totem not only allows you to charge up all 3 totems at the same time, but it's also conveniently placed at the base camp, which requires practically no travel time. You do lose 66% total divination XP by doing this D&D, but it's irrelevant due to the low XP per hour and travel time. This makes the weekly upkeep of totems much more convenient and considerably less obnoxious to do. Notably, the northern totem spot, which takes over 2 minutes to get to, is where most players place the Totem of the Abyss, which is used to teleport for dinosaur slayer tasks and farming the cactus patch. There's also a glitch where if you hop worlds at the base camp, it causes the lodestone as well as the totem to go invisible. To fix this, either teleport out and come back to Anachronia or log completely out and log in again. Cosmic Accumulator. Let's start with how you get this archaeology training item. You get the Cosmic Focus by completing the Desperate Measures quest, and you get the Cosmic Pyramid as a one-time reward from completing the Desperate for Artifacts archaeology log provided by Giles. You need 90 archaeology to complete this, and the excavation spots that yield the needed artifacts are in the same location where you first tapped into the memories of the Dragonkin during the quest. This is the first non-repeatable archaeology log, and it goes as far as preventing you from excavating at the spots after you've completed it. Let's start with the base effect. The Accumulator prevents sprite focus from dropping below 20% when excavating without a timed sprite in focus. This basically provides a 10% increased archaeology XP to only excavating while AFK training. It's important to note that if you stop excavating through the means of receiving an artifact, your sprite focus may drop to 0%, which will lose you the sprite focus benefit. On to the second effect. While excavating, there's a 1% chance to activate, providing extra sprite focus for 60 seconds. On average, the Accumulator will activate every 4 minutes and last 1 minute, providing a plus 1% additive sprite focus to each excavation with the time sprite. So you gain 25% sprite focus with each activation, assuming you're always on the time sprite. This conclusively is an overall 6.7% increase in time sprite gain. Assuming you're 99 archaeology, this is essentially a 1.6% overall increase in archaeology XP. This week's patch notes was more of a breakdown of the Desperate Measure rewards than an actual patch notes review. But let me know what you guys think. I personally enjoyed the quest and definitely would recommend checking it out if you're interested in the storyline. That's it from me. Thank you for watching and see you next week.